I'm a tall blonde man and welcome to my channel. Too loud. So today I wanted to talk to you guys about interviews. They're so daunting, sometimes they're so scary, they get your blood pumping, but don't worry, I am here to give you some tips and tricks to landing your perfect. My first tip is a pretty easy one, having a good resume. When it comes to a resume, I think a few things that people forget to tell you is that it's not so much about just listing your experience, because a lot of people can have shared experiences, they could have done similar projects, but what you really want to do in your resume is list out what you did, but list out how that could impact another business's goals. For instance, your resume should talk about how you plan to help the business grow. How do you plan to make them money? Ultimately, that's what they're hiring you for. So you want to have your resume not so much a tone of like, look at everything I did, but more of, here's how I can help you, and here's why I'm a great worker for you. Having that tone and switching it up, and maybe even put a little personal touch in there to even say like, here are my interests, because some people might only be seeing your resume, like an upper management person might only glance at it for a second and might just want to know that you have the same personality interests as them, or a similar personality to the people that already work there, that work pretty cohesively. So I would say that's my first tip, is to have that kind of tone. My second tip is to have a good online resume in the form of LinkedIn. So LinkedIn is great for applying for jobs, but it's also just great to showcase you. You get to put your photo, you get to put a cover photo. It's an interactive resume, so think of that as just that much better, and that you can showcase yourself and showcase your true personality. You can also use the tips from the first tip I gave, which, when you're building it out, make sure that the tone is more, here's all the great things I've done, here's how it can help build a business. And what's great about LinkedIn is that you can also have recommendations from previous workers there, because whenever you're interviewing, people ask for recommendations, and it's great to kind of just say, yep, here's 3 or 4 from people I've worked with previously that say what my strengths are. And that to me is a really good gift, because it's so easily accessible too. When you're, let's say, sending a resume via email, you can say, also check out my LinkedIn for a more interactive version of my resume. What you're saying, not really what you're saying, but how you're coming across. You can even put projects there. You list your education, and LinkedIn's really great because it connects you up with people looking for maybe people from a certain college, from a certain background, because they've known that students from that college are a good fit at their company. So you kind of enter yourself into this whole data mine where recruiters can almost seek you out rather than you having to apply to jobs. And it can be an opportunity that aligns well with your previous experience, because they might look at previous companies that you've worked for, also your previous education, which I think is great too. When you're making your LinkedIn, you want to make sure to have a really good photo. I see a lot of people that, have a like MySpace style photo of just like, or it's like, you could tell it was taken out at a work event, maybe too late in the event. But with your photo, you definitely want it to be very visible, so like a very clean photo with, a good camera. Go get, a professional with a very good camera. And you want it to be bright if that's, your vibe, or if black and white if you want a more serious look. But you want it to be very clear, and you want to, showcase you, because that's the person they're going to be hiring, so they want a good visual of who the person they're hiring is, without you even having to go into the office yet. And I think that's also a plus for using LinkedIn. My third tip for doing well in an interview is to Google yourself before you start sending out resumes. I know that when I Google myself, that LinkedIn's the first thing that pops up, and I tried it out with like some family members, and LinkedIn was also the first thing that popped up for them. So when you're Googling your name, make sure that what comes up in the search results is a kind of view you want someone to see you as. For example, like I mentioned, the first one was LinkedIn. Another one was a listing about a previous job I had, but there was nothing negative. There was nothing that would come across as strange, as there shouldn't be. And you just want to make sure that that information is coming across how you want. Because people, it's so easy to just Google someone to find out a little bit more about them before they, you know, for a recruiter, before they send out that email to say, we'd love to have you for, you know, a phone call. So this kind of leads into my tip 4, which is to make sure that your brand, like your self-brand, comes across in the way you want it to. That includes having a LinkedIn that comes across as you want it to, having a LinkedIn photo come across as you want it to, that cover photo come across. We're coming to this era where people have to think about how they come across online. We're kind of out of this era where, you know, people are like, oh, make sure you set your Facebook profile on private because a recruiter might look for it and, you know, find pictures of you at like a party or something. But it's more than that. You should come across online as you do in real life. And if you don't want that to be the case, then I'm not saying create a fake version of yourself, but maybe just don't post those pictures from the party you went to where you got crazy and, you know, whatever, if you don't want that to come across. But for some people, like if they're applying for a job in music or events or, you know, something where they want someone that, you know, goes out a lot, is very adventurous, is very outgoing, then that's a different story. But let's say if you're an accountant or a lawyer, not to like say that those jobs are less energetic or, you know, fun, but I would say that people in those industries want a certain type of person. When it comes to your Instagram, when it comes to your LinkedIn, your Facebook profile photo, which can still be seen even if you're on private, having a brand for yourself that showcases the best parts of you, I think is one of the most important things that someone can do. And for that exact reason, the surprise that I have at the end of this video is that my friend Latasha and I, who also works in branding and marketing, are going to be hosting a workshop here in Detroit. So for anyone who's local, I'm going to play the video right after I stop talking. That is that gives more details, but we're really excited and we hope that people will come out because everyone should have that cohesive looking brand of themselves online if they want to go after the things that they want. Because people, it's kind of like a similar situation of, you know, back in the day before online when someone would say like, make sure for your interview you dress really nice, you do your hair really nice, you look really good, and you should still do that today. But it's that same concept of obviously looks and self-brand is not everything. You know, talent is a huge portion and just the right fit based on experience is a huge portion as well. But I also think that people want people who know how to showcase themselves well. And I think that is, you know, something that's foundational for any kind of business looking to hire somebody. Like, not only are we matching today, but we are also... Well,
we like to coordinate our outfits sometimes. We also like to coordinate our efforts in business. So we have a little announcement for you guys.
Yeah, we are going to be hosting our first workshop together! Yay! Yes, so this is a save the date, going wedding style here.
Yes, formal invite to be sent in the mail. No, I'm just kidding, but formal invite will be sent via a landing page, a Facebook event, that kind of thing. All of our channels. All channels. Tall Blonde Man, a Journey East _ that's where you get the information. But what's the date again? January 13th, right?
Yes,
Sunday.
13th. So save the date, January 13th. For the first workshop. We're excited.
Yeah.
We hope you'll be excited. We think you will be.
Yeah, it's gonna be a great time.
It's gonna be good. You'll learn a lot. We'll do a lot. You'll get some stuff to take home. Yeah. It's gonna be great. Hey guys, thanks for watching. As you can see, Latasha and I are very excited to be doing this workshop. We really hope that we can help people in Detroit, or if anyone wants to travel from somewhere else, we'd love to have you. Just really showcase their true selves and really showcase themselves as a great brand. If you like this video, make sure that you like and comment. Let me know if you have any additional tips. I also have a lot more tips and tricks to say on this matter, so let me know if you want me to do more of these types of videos. And also don't forget to subscribe and keep watching more.